Hello and welcome back to the channel, and we are back with a part of my Harry Potter fan club series, and I'm going to be taking on my first Harry Potter quiz in this episode, and this one is going to be based around the fourth Harry Potter book. This is the book that I've probably read the most because it was the one that I was most up to date with while I was waiting for the other books to come out, so I just reread this book over and over again in anticipation for the next books to come out, and it was always one that I came back to and read again because it was one of my favourites when I was younger. I'm hoping I'm going to do well on this quiz, considering it is the book that I've read the most of, so we are going to find out. If you like this kind of video, please check out the previous ones I've done based around the Harry Potter fan club, where I've decided what my house is by taking the sorting hat quiz, and I've also done a separate video where I figured out what my Patronus and my wand is made out of. So if you like the sound of watching those videos, I will leave the link down below. I'll also put it in the cards up above, a link to that playlist. But let's get into this quiz. Okay, so question number 1. First things first, what is the name of the fourth book? Nice and easy to start off with. Hopefully they're going to be this easy as we go through. So the first book is obviously Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. What is the name of Barty Crouch's house elf? Now, I was devastated that Winky was not in this film. She is one of my favourite things about this. The whole spew section I just loved. I just wanted to see it in the films. But obviously, Winky is Barty Crouch's house elf. What creature did Barty Crouch Jr., posing as Professor Moody, turn Draco Malfoy into? That was, of course, a white ferret. I love this scene. I just love the way... Obviously, it's not Moody, but it just feels so Moody. He obviously studied Moody incredibly well, but it was just great to see this scene. And I loved Moody in the portrayal of Moody in this book. I loved him. I just thought he was a great character. What was the name of the Riddles family gardener who was murdered? Okay, so Colin Brown, Gary Green, Frank Boyce, or Reggie Wilson. Now this is Frank. Frank Boyce was obviously the one who looked after the house and came in to see Voldemort and Wormtail in the one of the first scenes of the book. I think it is the first scene of the book when they're talking about plotting to kill Harry. Which of these is not a Quidditch player on the Bulgarian Quidditch team? Okay, now this has just jumped up. Okay. Levski, Volkov, Ivanov, or Borisov. Borisov is jumping out to me initially, but I could be wrong on this. God, the jumping... Wow, I'm going to say Borisova. Borisova? I'm going to go Borisova. Yes. Okay, I wasn't sure on that. I genuinely wasn't sure on that. That was difficult. I just recall hearing those names previously, so... Good question. The scale of the jump on that was just unreal. What did Hermione discover Rita Skeeter's unregistered animagus form was? So she was a beetle, and that was in the chapter Beetle at Bay. It was a really cool... I loved this. Obviously, the introduction of Animagus in the last book and just continuing it on in this one was just really cool, and I just loved the continuation of a storyline, because a lot of the story elements we get in the previous books weren't continued, whereas this one, it was just nice to see that progress about illegal animagus. When did Victor Crumb ask Hermione if she would like to visit him in the summer? Just after, I think, during the Yule Ball? No, just after he pulled her out of the lake from the second task. Yes, because I think she had the beetle in her hair, and I think that's how Rita Skeeter heard her. I'm going to say pulled her out of the second task. This is actually really scaring me, because I love having a strong Harry Potter knowledge, and the thought of not getting 100% is actually terrifying to me, so I'm glad I'm doing well. What robes did Ludo Bagman wear to the Yule Ball? Was it his winter ball? Oh, was he wearing them at the Quidditch World Cup? Lavender adorned with golden snitches. That could be it. Purple with yard... No. Bottle green with a gold trim. I don't know which one it is. It's between the Winterbourne Wasps, the Wimborne Wasps, sorry, and the Golden Snitches. I don't know which one it's going to be. Damn! It was purple with yellow stars. I was certain it wasn't that. I believe I got it wrong. I am handed in my wand and resigning. I genuinely would never have said that it was yellow stars, so that really caught me out. The difficulty in these questions is just like really obvious answers to just really obscure points. Leads you in a false sense of security. Oh, on to the next one. What was the answer to the Sphinx's riddle that Harry had to answer? So this was a spider. Do I remember it? It was something about somebody dealing in disguise and somebody who lives in disguise and delivers naught but lies. And then there was a word. What word is the middle of middle and end of end or something like that? And then the other one was a word or sound that's normally used when searching for a hard to find word. So it was spy, the middle of middle is D, and then is the am I looking for this word? So spider. How much were Fred and George selling their canary creams for? Jesus. This is another really obscure fact. It's not as though I can figure this out as well, because wizarding money just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. 1 galleon. I don't think it was a galleon. 5 sickles and a nut. I want to say 7 sickles, but I think I'm just going towards 7 because of like the amount of 7s in the Harry Potter universe. 10 nuts. 7 sickles. I've put myself off of 7 sickles. I'm going 5 sickles and a nut. 5 sickles and a nut. It was 7 sickles! I'm so annoyed. That's what I thought it was. Oh, there's so many 7s. It just seems such a natural answer to do. And then when it's not... Oh, I'm so disappointed. I knew it was 7. I didn't do well. 80%. Triwizard Champion. I don't feel like I did as well as I should have in that. But it was fun. I enjoyed that. Shall we do another one? Okay, so I've just clicked next and it took me to How Well Do I Know the third Harry Potter book. And honestly, I think this is probably the book that I've read the least, maybe. I'm not sure. Might be the second one, but it's between this one and the second one that I've read the least. So the fact that I didn't do very well on the last one terrifies me that I won't do very well on this one now. But let's get into this. First things first, what is the name of the third book? So that is obviously The Prisoner of Azkaban. What incarnation would banish a Boggart? And that is ridiculous. One of my favourite spells. One of my favourite creatures. Such a clever creature. The creature that lives under the bed and in your dark places that scares your children is a Boggart because it takes the form of the thing that scares them the most. Brilliant. Absolute brilliant concept. After winning the Daily Prophet Grand Prize Galleon draw, where did the Weasleys family go on their summer holidays? They went to Egypt, where who was it? One of them was working as a curse breaker. Brilliant. We are correct so far. What form does Harry's Patronus take when he casts it at the edge of the lake? It obviously turns into a stag. The level of these questions is just unbelievably savage, how they lead you into this false sense of security. When Snape stood in for Lupin on one defensive against the Dark Arts lesson, what page did they ask their class to turn to? So this is actually a quiz that this is actually a question that I've used in one of my quizzes. Turn to page 394. See, if I hadn't used that in my quiz, I'm not sure I'd have got that question right off the top of my head. What is the name of the executioner that was supposed to execute Buckbeak before he escaped? Now, that was McNair, I believe. Was it Dollard? No, it was McNair. It was McNair. I was questioning myself then, but we got it right in the end. Which of the 4 Marauders did Lupin turn out to be? He was Moony, obviously relating to his werewolfisms. What marked the entrance to the secret passageway that went from Hogwarts to Honeyduke's basement? And this was the statue of the One-Eyed Witch. And again, I've used this in one of my quizzes. When Dumbledore and Snape pulled the cracker at Christmas dinner, what was inside? Oh, this was the hat stuffed with a pointed witch's hat topped with a stuffed vulture, because this had relevance to when Neville was obviously going up against the Boggart and it turned into the form of Snape and he made it look like his grandma. So yeah, it was relevant to that because she wears the stuffed vulture. So it was a funny nod back to that moment. We're doing better on this quiz. We are doing better on this quiz. What colour bottle did Scabbers Rat Tonic come in? Brilliant. Now we're not going to do better in this quiz. Orange? Was it a little orange bottle? Little green bottle? This is purely a guess. I'm going to click orange. It was red. It was between those two. We did better. 90%. We did better. I'm happy with that. That was better than the last one anyway. So, 2 quizzes, we got 8% in the first one and 9% in the second one. So we are just improving as we go through. The level of difficulty on these quizzes between the questions just astounds me how much they drastically change. They are obviously there to catch you out. But I think we did pretty well. I would like to have got 100% on all of them, and I'm very devastated that I didn't. But if you did enjoy this video, please stick around and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to get involved in the comments down below. Let me know if there's any quizzes that you guys want me to take, and I will do them for you in future videos of the channel. If you guys also would like to set up a Kahoot, I could even do them for you on the channel. Just let me know, and I will see if we can arrange that in some future videos. But that is it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, mischief managed.